All right, we're ready to start, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thanks, George. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Before we officially kick it off, have a couple words on behalf of our governor on August 21st, 2020. Governor J.B. Pritzker again declared pursuant of Section 7 of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency Act 20 ILCS 3305/7 that a disaster exists in Illinois as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. As such, per SB 2135, which was passed by the General Assembly, I, as mayor of Lamont, in accordance with the aforementioned declaration of emergency by the governor, finds that it is not practical or prudent to have an in-person meeting tonight for all of our trustees. Additionally, for the record, this meeting is being conducted via Zoom virtual platform. Notice of the same was given to the public. And four of us are here tonight, Ken, George, myself, and Charlene. As is required, we must always have at least one person present here per the newly amended act. With that being said, George, anything you want to kick off before we do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, same rules as before. You covered it well there.
We're going to have multiple opportunities to participate. We have an audience participation section of the meeting, which I'll go through later on during that section. You're also able to participate prior to the meeting via email or letter to Village Hall. We did not receive any comment to read into the record. You can view the meeting live on YouTube, and if you missed the meeting, we'll have it archived in our Village Resource Center for you to watch the meeting after the fact. So I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, George. So I'd like to officially call the November 9th, 2020 Village Board meeting to order. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Trustee McClafferty? I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, to start, let's do the roll call, please, Shirley.
Tonight we'll be starting with trustee Maher. Is he present?
Here.
Okay. McClafferty,
Here.
Snagowski,
Here.
Stapleton,
Here.
Kittredge,
Here.
and Kwasniewski.
Here.
Great, thanks, Charlene. Next up, we have the consent agenda, which consists of the following. We have the approval of minutes for the October 26, 2020 Village Board meeting, approval of minutes of the June 16th Village Lamont and Lamont Park District Joint Special Cow Meeting minutes. We have the approval of disbursements. We have an ordinance 071-20, amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 5.04, Section 5.04.060B for alcoholic beverages, decreasing the number of Class A3 liquor licenses relating to the Vault Tavern LLC. We have an ordinance 072-20, amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 5.04, Section 5.04.060B, again for alcoholic beverages, decreasing number of A3 liquor licenses, this time for the Chicago restaurant concepts. We also have a resolution resolution R-51-20, accepting IDOT documentation review number 60 of the motor fuel tax funds received and dispersed by the Village of Lamont for the period January 1st through December 31st, 2019. Lastly, we have a resolution R-52-20 authorizing the purchase of bulk rock salt. I need a motion, please.
So move, Snagowski.
Second, Maher.
Okay, have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Maher to approve the consent agenda. Can we have a roll call, please?
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge,
Yes.
and Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up, we have the mayor's report. First off, we got to kick off a hearing we have a truth in taxation public hearing for the 2020 proposed property tax levy. I need a motion to open the public hearing, please.
So moved, McClafferty.
Second, Snagowski.
Okay, I have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Snagowski at 6:36 PM sharp. I believe we have to do a roll call for this. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Go
correct.
ahead, Sean.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge,
yes,
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, so we are officially, motion carries. We are officially in the public hearing for public comment. Again, this is public comment specific to the truth in taxation for this public hearing. George, do we have?
Yeah, Chris Smith, if you want to just give a brief overview, then we'll open it up for public comment.
yes. And I apologize. My camera, I can't get it working, so I apologize for that.
Good.
So this is the public hearing for the 2020 property tax levy in the amount of $3,801,948. We met with the village board met at the committee of the whole on October 19th. We discussed this tax levy. It is 4.13% greater than last year. And the breakdown is basically, we have a portion of it, the CPI levy amount, the amount of just normal CPI increase is 2.3%, and growth is an estimated of 1.83%. So you see the breakdown of the percentage increase over the years, or the breakdown in the blue area of that is all the new growth. So as you see, historically, the village has had growth, and that's where the tax levy, where a portion of that is due to growth, and then also just normal CPI increases.
And Chris, just to define the CPI increase, basically that is the equivalent of, it's an inflationary factor that we use, correct? So if you're a resident in a resident's eyes, they're hearing 4.13%, but individual bills per se, if everything is equal, will not go up 4.13%. Individuals would go up 2.3% if everything remained equal. Is that correct? And the
That is
1.83?
correct. Mhm.
Okay.
And that is the state will give us that that percentage amount. So as you can see, each year it fluctuates, and the state will give us the amount that we can increase it by.
Got it. So again, it's 4.13%, but just a little bit of under half of that, 1.8% is attributed to just new properties in town. The
Correct.
2.3% is affiliated to existing property owners.
Correct.
Got it. Any other comments or questions regarding this by the trustees?
One other quick note, Mr. Mayor, and I challenged Chris earlier today to go back 20 years to find the village's CPI and growth numbers. She was able to do that pretty quickly. This comes from
Cook County Treasurer study.
Well, this triggered in my mind to kind of look at our numbers, because the study that was recently put out by the Cook County Treasurer talks about Labatt seeing 150% increase of taxes from 2020. That may be true, but the majority of those increase in taxes that go to the village and the other taxing bodies actually comes from new growth and not from the existing property owner that has developed property and has seen inflationary increases. So I thought this is a good graph to show year by year. The green line, we can put this on our website afterward, reflects the CPI per year. And then the blue line is the growth. So if there was no growth, the village's tax extension would simply be the green line. And if you look at property taxes extended or received are the two lines there. And you could see over time, the light blue line on the top is our total tax extension. That's real value for the village per year. And the green line is somewhat of a test line. If there was no growth, that would be our tax extension over the year. Our tax levy would be under 2.5 million if there wasn't any growth for the last 20 years. So just wanted to kind of show the numbers, and it's confusing, but the majority of the increases in property taxes for Lamont is because of new growth not coming from existing property owners.
And that article mentioned, property taxes doubling over a certain period of time. It can be very misleading. From a financial standpoint, I think money doubles at a 3%, which, may or may not represent CPI, but 3%, your money would double over a 24-year period. So your taxes should double over a certain period of time. At 3%, it doubles over a 24-year period if you assumed a 3% inflation. So just point of clarification for residents out there, or if we get questions regarding this. I know I was asked several questions on this as well. You do have to break it out between new growth and CPI. And CPI again, salaries go up, salt goes up, right, Ralph? Just basic inflationary, the cost of what we have to make the town run, either it be on gasoline, fuel, purchase price of vehicles, it goes up, and that's due to mainly inflation. So anyway, I know we spent a little bit more time on this than we wanted to, but any other questions or comments?
Nope.
Okay, need a motion to close the public hearing, please.
So moved, Stapleton.
Second,
Second,
Maher.
Snagowski.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Maher at 6:43 PM sharp. Can we have a roll call, please, Charlene?
Maher,
Yes.
Lafferty,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge,
Yes.
and Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Here.
Okay, motion passed. Next up, we have some mayor mentioned comments here. First off, Region 10, which is our suburban Cook County. Again, we're separate from the city. We're now in Region 10, which includes Lamont, went into Tier 1 mitigation measures on October 28th due to consecutive days of increased positivity rate and increased hospital admissions for COVID-19-like illness and reduction in hospital capacity that threatens the surge capability. So those three items is what put us into Tier 1. Since that time, every region that had no additional mitigations imposed have entered Tier 1 mitigations. Again, Tier 1 is in Phase 4, correct, George? Not to make this any more confusing, but Phase 5, which would be the next positive thing, is if a vaccine comes and we fully move into Phase 5. Among other things, we're currently in Phase 4. Hopefully, we don't go backwards before that happens. But according to the Illinois Department of Public Health website, Region 10, as of November 5th, is at a positivity rate for COVID of 12.1%. With this continued increase we are experiencing, we could very well soon be heading towards Tier 2 mitigations, which again would be still within Phase 4, but Tier 2 would give more tighter guidelines on what we can do as both individuals as well as businesses. You can visit the Illinois Department of Public Health website for detailed information at dph.illinois.gov. You can also visit our website at lamontil.us for links. Again, we ask you to help slow the spread of COVID-19 by wearing a mask, washing your hands, and watching your distance. Our village attorney will provide more information. Mike, do you have any more information for us than that?
Mayor, I can add that the region that includes DuPage and Kane went into Tier 2 mitigations, and there they are. So I don't know if I don't know if my vision's good enough to, but I can tell you that the change is in the restaurants and the bar areas. That we should expect this soon in Cook County because our rates are kind of going on the same path as our neighbors to the north and west of us. Everything that will be the same except that it'll be smaller groups at tables, both in bars and restaurants. You'll see it was at 10 before, and I became 6. That's what I expect us. As soon as Friday, I think we could hit that. If not, for sure by next Monday. Meetings now are down in social gatherings. They were at 25, if you recall. It was originally 50. Now we are at 25, but our neighbors are at 10. I expect that to occur. And there's a slight change. It doesn't include fitness centers, but activities such as group fitness classes are no more than, you'll see 25 guests or 25% of the capacity, and groups limited to 10 or fewer. So gyms will still be open in the next tier. Just group fitness will be a little bit less. We're not, the governor said that he does not want to go back to the lockdown we were in before, so phase 3. And he has not done that anywhere. In fact, the region in the very northwest part of the state has hit all the criteria to go into the tier 3, but he has not put them in there. So he's showing an unwillingness to go and use all of the tools he has that would be back to March and April. Let's hope this spike starts to lessen sooner than later, so we won't get into that tier 3. So that's the new changes that I would recommend, or not recommend. I would think that are coming to us by the end of the week or next week.
Thanks, Mike. And again, the positivity rate to get out of tier 2 and tier 1, outside of the other conditions of, the ability for, hospital admissions and capacity, it's 8%, correct, Mike?
It is, well, we have to get to 6.5, 3 days of 6.5. And right now we're at 12.5. So that's a tough road. But one of the other areas, Mayor, is that we're at about 20% of the available beds of all the beds in suburban Cook County. Will County is actually teetering lower than that. So now it's becoming a dual problem, and the beds are becoming a real problem, including ICU beds. So it was a little more simple before. Now we've got more criteria that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And the more things that we have to overcome, obviously, the longer that can take.
Got it. Thanks, Mike. Okay, we do have some upcoming events that are coming up to look forward to. We will be lighting up Lamont all holiday season with additional illuminated lighting displays around the entire town. We've gotten great feedback over the last 2 years since we started doing this. I'd like to thank the board and the community support. All we do is continue to hear great feedback on it. We have out-of-towners coming in. We have people stopping, spending money, frequenting the places that can be open. Our shops are still open. So again, we encourage people to continue to shop. In partnership with the Downtown Merchants Alliance, please visit our website and read our Stay Informed e-news messages to keep up to date on the event details. But looking forward to that. Again, Shop Small Business Saturday is on November 28th. We talked about that before. The Saturday after Thanksgiving. We cannot encourage you enough to shop local for your holiday shopping. We have a lot of unique family-owned shops, and remember, what you spend in Lamont stays in Lamont, so please keep an eye out for our holiday scramble hunt game to win some terrific prizes. So that is it for the mayor's mention. Next up, we have the clerk's report.
I have nothing this evening. This is
All
like the
good?
first time ever in all my years.
Right.
I love it.
All right. Well, moving on then, George or Mike, do you have anything for the attorney report?
I don't, Mayor. I already addressed it in your mayor's mention.
Okay, moving along, George.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and Charlene will make up for it in December. It's the longest meeting of the year, so. No, I just
Right.
wanted to kind of give a brief update.
You can see our meeting schedule to finish out the year. I think the mayor covered it earlier on. We're going to continue on with Zoom meetings. We do have a little bit of a hybrid situation set up if we did have a couple trustees who needed to be here, or even a resident, if you had to, your computer wasn't working, or if you don't have a computer, you can try to make arrangements, and we'll safely have you here at Village Hall to participate. But we'll continue to do it through Zoom, have our meetings till, more than likely until we get into phase 5, but we'll see how that's working. To finish out the month, we have a committee of the whole next Monday on Zoom. We're canceling our fourth Monday of the month meeting for November. It's pretty typical for Thanksgiving week. If we need to have a meeting, we'll call a special one and notice it up accordingly in the paper, and follow all meetings of the all rules of the Open Meeting Act, I should say. Shouldn't need one though. We'll move on to December 2nd, Planning and Zoning. The 14th is our next scheduled village board meeting, and then the 21st of December, a committee of the whole. We do have HCOR, HPC, the Historic Preservation Commission. Please check our calendar if those meetings are happening. Sometimes they're scheduled, sometimes they're not. Art and Culture, I believe, is tomorrow, right, Ron? Sorry, I didn't have it on there. But visit our website, as the mayor mentioned. Any changes due to COVID for our various events coming up for Hometown Holiday, if there's anything, please check our website. Again, we won't have a meeting until December 14th. So with that, I will turn it back over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, George. Okay, next up, any board reports? Staff reports? Ralph, do you have anything for us?
Sure, Mayor, real quick. Since we're canceling the second meeting in November, I wanted to remind our residents about the leaf pickup through Waste Management. It'll be ending the first Thursday in December. That'll be December 3rd. It's a service that our residents already pay for, and all you have to do is get a paper bag from the local establishment and put it on the curb, and they pick it up. Just a reminder.
Great. Thanks, Ralph. Okay, next up, do we have any unfinished or new business?
I don't have any. If the board had any, please raise your hand. I don't see anything. No, I think we can move on then.
Okay, audience participation, you want to handle that, George?
Yeah, this is the part of the meeting where I don't think we have many residents on the line other than our board.
But if you did have a comment, question for the board, now is the time. Again, you can use the bottom of the screen, manage participants, click raise your hand, and I will call you up now. So I'll give it a second here.
Nope, I do not see any, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All right. We will have a brief, albeit executive session, correct? What is Mike, do you know the code for, what is it?
Yeah, it's section 2C5. There will be no formal action after the executive session, but this is real estate purchase or lease of property.
Okay, so need a motion to adjourn the public meeting and to head into executive session.
Don't we need a motion to go into executive session or no?
Yeah, I think you do. Motion
Okay.
to go in.
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
yeah, need a motion to go into executive session, please.
So moved, Maher.
Second, Snagowski.
Okay, motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee Stankowski. Roll call, please.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge,
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. We are now going to be going into executive session. This ends the first part of our public meeting. Again, as George mentioned, there will be no decisions made after executive session.